name is Mashula Tubby. I am an advanced EMT and I work for Metro Ambulance Service here in Lauderdale County.
My name is India Burks. I work with Metro Ambulance Service here in Meridian, Mississippi, Lauderdale County. Come right along with 87 today.
Welcome to our humble abode of Station 6. Station 6 is located right off of 35th Avenue, 20th Street over here. We are occupied with 2 ambulances and a Sprint vehicle. Station 6 was originally occupied by the Meridian Fire Department. Now Metro Ambulances occupies it, and we respond to all 4 corners of Lauderdale County. Metro 87 was dispatched out to a Priority 4 unknown medical. Typically with Priority 4s, they ask us to stage in a safe amount of distance due to the unknown nature of the call. Well, while we were en route to this call, the priorities updated to a general illness. We got there, we assist our patient, and we transported him to the ER.
Adam 60 patient, showed me at 94 on scene. We got a call out for a female at Don P's that had a near syncope episode. I went out with the truck that responded to it, found a lady sitting in the chair with a wait staff. They said that she went to the restroom, come back, wasn't feeling quite right, got severe weakness. We got her checked out, checked her vitals, checked her assessment and whatnot, and found that she was having some issues. I think it might have been some dehydration. Wasn't from this area, and you know, the heat and the humidity in this particular region takes play on people that aren't from here. So I think that may have been part of what was going on. So we got her over to the hospital to be safe, so that way we could get her checked out and make sure she was okay.
After unloading our patient and leaving him in the care of the emergency room, ASAP Ambulance, also known as Jets EMS now, brought in with a bariatric patient and they needed lifting assistance. So Metro Ambulance and Meridian Fire Department helped unload the patient to get the patient safely into the emergency room.
Been dispatched to a local eatery for an individual having difficulty breathing. So we want to make sure we're careful through here, because bystanders, kids, whatever can run out. We want to have due regard for the general public. So if that car stopped, but there may be one beside them that hasn't. So we got one to the left that's stopping, one to the right that has not. So now that they are stopping, we can proceed through. So we went to that call. We were able to go in. We found a female patient complaining of a multitude of symptoms. We were able to do an assessment. We were doing vitals. Kind of went through her medical history extensively because she had a little bit of it. Ultimately, she wasn't feeling well, so she decided to go to the hospital. So we decided it'd be best to go ahead and go in and get checked out.
Grinning, smiling.
Sit back.
When he did it.
Sit
You
back.
gotta light up my face, man.
Sit back. They're trying to help you. I didn't do anything to you.
You're trying to help me?
They are. They're trying to help you.
I dispatched out to a possible drug overdose with PD on the scene. We got there and it was advised to us that it was a police chase. Patient had ran from the car. They sent K9 after him. He received multiple areas on his legs where he was hit by K9, non-life threatening. It was also advised that he has possibly swallowed a bag of fentanyl. He denied it to my face multiple times. Got him to his ambulatory to the truck, got him to the unit, did some wound management, wound care on it, and vital signs and transported to the ER.
At this time, don't have a whole lot of information, but we're heading to an MVC out on the south side of the county. We're going to be assisting another unit that's already on scene.
Signal 29, 41, signal 29.
We know you hurt, but we get to the ambulance. Right now. Gotta get to the ambulance. You hang on to that arm, you gotta hold on. There you go.
So we finished up the MVC there. We were en route to come out to a 3-car MVC, 3 patients, 1 entrapped. We got down to them. When I got there, the truck was already assessing 2 patients in theirs. Those were lower level acuity, complaining of some chest pain from airbag, complaining of some head pain. The other truck, or the other car down in the embankment, they had an entrapment, so we had fire and rescue on scene with the jaws of life cutting him out. He did have an open femur or closed femur fracture, and we were able to extricate him out. We took spinal precautions, got him some pain medicine to help with the movement because it can be quite painful, and we were able to get him transported. No fatalities, and overall a successful run.
Going to the truck stop for a male having stroke-like symptoms, so he's heavy on the right side. Located at inside the restaurant. Yeah, restaurant side.
Have y'all seen that?
So yes, he had some symptoms that resembled a stroke. It's hard to say without a CT scanner if he's not having a stroke. He does have a history of stroke, so we don't know if those neurological deficits that he had at that moment then was from his previous stroke or if they're new. So we're going to treat it as a stroke and go on with it. Going to a 3-car MVC on the interstate. Fire department's already on scene. Go for sprint. Go for sprint.
It's going to be best if you come past exit on 152 and come around. You know, make sure there's something.
Copy that.
You're going to need another ambulance for transport.
You got this piece? Yep.
What have you think about?
When you found out later that that patient didn't make it, how did you process that?
So no matter how long you've been doing this, nobody likes to hear back that your patient didn't make it, especially on situations like that where you delivered a patient to the hospital and that patient was talking to you, sick, yes, but the patient seemed to be relatively stable, so to say, and to hear 2 days later that patient passed away. I don't care how long you've been doing it, that kind of hangs in the back of your mind. Did I do something wrong? Did I do, what if I could have done different? But no matter how long you've been doing this, as long as you go out there and do what you're supposed to do and do what you're trained to do, we have to accept the outcome that sometimes is not what we want it to be. So as far as processing it, everybody's going to process it differently. I try to look at everything as a learning experience. I go back and I critique myself, not necessarily waiting for somebody to read my chart and critique me. I critique myself and see if there's anything I can do better. Just because the patient did not have the desired outcome that I wanted them to have doesn't mean necessarily anything was done wrong, but it does allow me to pick my actions apart myself and make sure that there wasn't anything done wrong, and if there was, could I do it better next time or not do it at all?
Why do you keep doing this job?
I love this job. You ask that question a lot to people, why do you get into the EMS field? And everybody, it's kind of a generic blanket response for people to say, I enjoy helping people. But I legitimately enjoy helping people. That's not a blanket response. It's, yes, we get to see bad things, but sometimes when we see those bad things, or we're there when a family member doesn't make it, we can be that little bit of light to stand there and just kneel down beside a patient's family member and talk with them and just be a little bit of comfort. And sometimes that's just as gratifying as running out there and jerking somebody out of a vehicle and doing all these life-saving procedures. Or at 3 o'clock in the morning, you've got an elderly female patient that just hasn't got any family. So just talking with that patient on the ride to the hospital it's what helps us do this job. And I'm a nurse, so I could be in the ER when I'm not doing my full-time job instead of doing this. But once this gets in your system, it's hard to get it out. It's not the adrenaline rush. It's just the job that God put me here to do, and I feel that this is it. And so it's hard for me to walk away from it.
What do you want people to understand about what EMS workers actually see and do?
So if I could sum that question up in one small answer, I guess it would be, we're a human being just like you are. We wake up in the morning, we put our pants on, we put our shirt on just like you do, but yet we're expected to go into the world and cross paths with people during their darkest hour. So there's a lot of stuff that we have to pack away and move on to the next call, because just because something bad happens to somebody out there in the world and we become part of that situation when 911 is called and we take them to the hospital, we drop them off and it's kind of over for us. That's not true. It's not over for us, because before we can fully process what just took place, we got a tone dropping or we got a call coming in for another call. So before we can, like I said, fully process the events that just took place, we're piling another one on top of it. So yes, we get to fly up and down the streets and run lights and sirens and be cool, so to say. But there's a lot that goes on in the EMT and the paramedic's mind, not just on the clock, off the clock. And a lot of times the hardest part is when we're off the clock. Because, we clock out, we go home, and people think, well, just leave work at work. You just got to learn to leave work at work. That's what they'll say, but you can't do that when you do our job. There's no leaving work at work. There's always what ifs and could I have and all that. So if I could give any advice on what it's like to walk in the shoes of an EMT or EMS personnel, is just remember we're humans, and we have to process things sometimes more rapidly or have to prolong that processing ability
so that we can go on to something different.